내 삶의 주인공은 나를 주제로 펼쳐지는 멘토링 특강.
안녕하세요 여러분, 바이올리니스트 한수진입니다. 반갑습니다. 어제 밤부터 여기 입장 대기하신 분들이 계시다고 들었거든요. 네, 이렇게 추운 날 함께 해주셔서 감사드리고요. 이 자리를 통해 우리 모두가 온기를 느낄 수 있길 바랍니다. 먼저 저와 피아니스트 박영성 씨가 여러분들께 이제 연주를 하나 들려드릴 거예요. 사라사테의 지고이네르바이젠입니다. I have a question for you all. What would you associate with the word dream? Success? Victory? Achieving one's goals? Happiness? These might be the obvious choices, but the key words for my personal experiences that I'd like to share with you today may not, at a first glance, seem to have much to do with dreams or success, but have been crucial in molding me into the person I am today. So, here is the first keyword: obstacles. I was born completely deaf in my left ear due to a condition I inherited genetically. Apart from the times when someone called out from behind and I couldn't hear them, or the time when a total stranger had to pull me back from crossing the road because I couldn't hear a car coming from my left, I don't think I really noticed. Did I ever consider this a disability? I do not view my condition as a disability, but rather as being different. Of course, there are instances where I have to work around it, such as when playing with orchestras or larger ensembles for the first time. In the first rehearsal, I usually tend to stand facing the orchestra or sit in a large circle with larger ensembles just to be able to hear every minute detail out of my very sensitive right ear. These little personal methods aside, I believe that the way I hear sound as mono and not stereo has helped me, in a way, develop a different sense of hearing, which consequently affects the sounds that I produce on the violin. Every human being is unique. And even those things that we may perceive as being obstacles or disabilities can in fact be tools to enhance that uniqueness. In the world of music, where creativity and uniqueness are of utmost importance, I view my condition as a blessing in disguise. Here are a few examples of world-class musicians who have more than overcome their conditions. Violinist Itzhak Perlman, who contracted polio and was left confined to a wheelchair. Percussionist Evelyn Glennie, who now relies on the vibrations that come from percussion instruments in order to perform. She turned deaf as a teenager. And finally, tenor Andrea Bocelli, who turned blind at age 12. I think this goes to show that it's all a matter of perspective in the end. How we view our circumstances can change how we perceive our lives, which can help us either take hold of all that life has to offer or see things in the negative light. If we embrace the circumstances that have been given to us, whatever they may be, and see them as what makes each of us unique, that could be the difference between leading a fulfilling, rewarding life of hope, always going one step nearer your dream, or one of emptiness, comparing with others, bitterness perhaps, and darkness. The choice is ours. I have already mentioned the next keyword, darkness. I went through several periods of darkness in my life till now, and there still may be more yet to come. I'd like to share an episode in the forum with you first. It was at a time of deep self-doubt. I'd gone through disappointments and was wondering whether I was worthy of the great support I'd been receiving from so many people. That I had the chance to perform in front of legendary violinist Ivry Gitlis. That's him. After my performance of the Fauré Violin Sonata, Mr. Gitlis couldn't speak for a while for tears, and when he finally did, it was to thank me sincerely, confessing that he had been, for some time, seriously considering ending his own life. But hearing me play had given him hope and convinced him that life was worth living. He then strongly urged me to continue as a messenger of hope for people like him and to save the world through my music. Such words were of immense strength to me, and at the same time, I realized that the darkness I was facing could be transformed into someone else's light. And that light could be reflected back to me, creating dimension in both our lives. Chiaroscuro. So if you're in a dark spot right now, don't think it the end of the world, because that darkness is never worthless. It could be the beginning of the light that redeems both you and others. The last thing I would like to talk about today is communication. Music has always been a universal language, one that even the Tower of Babel couldn't throw into confusion. What do we need for languages and communication? A platform. And what immediately springs to mind when we hear the word platform alongside communication? Social media. I have to say, I am completely useless when it comes to social media. I have a Facebook account, which I probably haven't updated since 2018. And I tentatively signed up to Instagram sometime last year, only to abandon it very quickly. So I thought I would be the last person to share on social media, but this was all to change in the second half of last year. The three of us were recommended to feature on a very popular Korean YouTube channel called Domo, which is a wonderful channel run by young music college students that strives to remove all the stuffy and formal labels people usually associate with classical music.
안녕하세요.
긴장된 첫 만남.
저희는 피아노 전공하는데
The response was astounding. The view count of the videos that I feature in on Domo alone has reached over 6 million, which is amazing, for me at least, because as a classical musician, for a classical musician, it's almost impossible to meet an audience of that number in such a short period of time in concert halls. I later learnt that many of the viewers of these clips had not been so keen on the violin as an instrument prior to watching them, while others expressed their complete amazement that they were actually listening to a classical music clip without skipping till the very end. Almost at the same time these videos went up on Domo, some of my staunchest fans who had been urging me for some time to create my own YouTube channel just to upload my performances, took things into their own hands, and with their help, I finally started my own YouTube channel and now have a subscriber count of 53,000, which is unbelievable for me because it's something that I hadn't even thought of, I hadn't even considered before, and thought it completely outside my talents. I wanted to express my appreciation of the audience that I had met through YouTube. So I began making some very amateur-looking homemade videos, extending my greetings to my subscribers and even uploading a clip of my explaining a particular work that was close to my heart at a concert last year, just in an effort to bridge my subscribers to the works that I love, which brings me to this quotation. Oh, this is some of the feedback, some of the comments on my videos that were so very moving. And this is what I was coming to. Communication, the human connection, is the key to personal and career success, which is what I am experiencing at present. I also believe that each and every one of us has a spark within. And once that spark is held dear through dark times, strengthened by obstacles, and shared by communication, can together light up the whole world with our dreams and change it for the better. Now, are you ready to set the world on fire? Are you ready? Then do dream. Thank you. So it would be great if we could end the session by discussing amongst ourselves and perhaps taking a few questions from the floor if there's time.
Sounds good.
그 소리에 대한 열정과 그리고 그 많은 도전들에 정말 감동을 받았었어요. 네, 도전이라는 게
네.
김준수님께 어떤 것인지 좀 여쭤봐도 될까요?
어렸을 때 소리를 시작하고 나서 항상 저한테는 좀 간지럽긴 하지만 제가 도전을 함으로 인해서 제 스스로가 많이 내가 살아있구나라는 것들을 많이 느꼈습니다. 그게 이제 무대 위에서도 그랬고 어떤 다양한 제가 접해보지 못했던 무대에서도 그랬고요. 그래서 그 도전이라는 거는 사실 모든 사람들이 망설이기도 하고 두렵기도 하고 한 거지만 늘 저는 두려우면서도 항상 부딪혔던 것 같아요. 그래서 그 안에서의 뭐 실패, 뭐 성공도 있었겠지만 항상 그 도전으로 인해서 저한테 자꾸 저를 성장하는 계기가 돼 있었고 그리고 뭔가 내가 항상 뭔가 소리를 하면서도 살아있구나라는 것들을 항상 느끼게 해주는 게 도전인 것 같습니다. 네.
네, 멋진 말이네요. 네, 저는 사실 도전이라는 게 정말 크고 작은 도전들이 있는데 매일매일 이제 작은 도전들도 있고 사실 오늘 저한테는 좀 큰 도전이었어요. MBN에서 자장 역할을 맡아달라고 했었는데 저는 이런 거를 한 번도 해본 적이 없었거든요. 그리고 연주자로서 무대에서 이렇게 타임을 해놓고 말을 한다는 게 그게 정말 어려운 것 같아요. 그래서 오늘 제가 어떻게 할지 사실 잘 모르겠는 상태에서 나왔는데 지금 잘 하고 있는지 모르겠네요. 네, 감사합니다. Okay, and finally, Eric, what does a new challenge mean to you?
A new challenge, I would say it's something where I learn something. I think a new challenge is to try something you're not comfortable with and daring to push through that, to try to do something that you don't feel comfortable with and push yourself into that. I think that's the answer to that.
Right, yes. And you've been pushing yourself all this while.
I guess I try. I
boundaries.
always like learning new things. I think that's something that I've always liked doing. And I'm living in Czech Republic now. I'm trying to learn Czech. It's almost impossible, but I still try to do it because I like the challenge of it. I would like to learn to play more instruments. I play a little bit guitar. I would like to learn to play piano, and I think it's not too late for any of this either, because I think learning things, that's really what life is about, and accepting new challenges and trying new things.
Sure, yes, that's a really important part of living, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
사실 오늘 제가 이 무대에서 이렇게 연사를 했지만 오늘 집에 가서 정말 땅을 치고 내가 왜 그렇게 했을까라고 후회할 수도 있어요. 하지만 이게 저한테는 도전이기도 하지만 저의 인생에 있어서 정말 중요한 경험이지 않을까라는 생각에 저한테는 엄청난 도전이었다고 생각합니다. 과연 이게 오늘 이 무대가 저한테는 흑역사로 남을지 이게 도전이었을지 그냥 실패였을지는 모르겠지만 저한테는 너무나 중요한 경험이었다고 생각하기 때문에 저한테는 또 하나의 큰 도전을 하고 있다라고 생각하고 있습니다.
네, 사실 흑역사라는 거는 없지 않을까 생각을 해요. 그러니까 특히 어렸을 때는 뭔가 실수하는 거에 대한 두려움이 굉장히 컸었던 것 같아요. 근데 지금 돌이켜 생각해 보면 실수라는 거는 없는 것 같거든요. 그게 배움의 시작이 되는 거고 어떻게 보면 숏컷이 될 수 있는 것 같아요. 실수를 통해서 가장 빨리 해답을 찾을 수도 있고 그리고 그거를 통해서 또 다른 길이 보일 수도 있고 해서 진짜 실수를 두려워하지 않은 저희가 될 수 있기를 바랍니다. 여러분 너무 감사합니다. 지금까지 두드림쇼였고요. 여러분들이 원하시는 삶과 꿈을 향해 한 걸음 한 걸음 더 나아가실 수 있도록 응원드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.